Am I the asshole for embarrassing my wife at the grocery store?
Yeah.
I, 49 male, and my wife, 45 female, went grocery shopping recently, and there was a little incident at the store. Typically, I do the grocery shopping after I get off work on Fridays. However, this past Friday, I was tired, so I just went home instead, figuring I could just go the next day. When my wife got home, she asked where the groceries were. I told her I didn't get any because I was tired. My wife shrugged and said she'd go grocery shopping on Saturday, and then since she was planning on going out anyway.
Okay.
I offered to go with her, and she said she didn't need me to go.
Oh.
I insisted because I felt bad for not going earlier.
Okay.
My wife told me that she wasn't planning on leaving the house until after 10 a.m. to go because she doesn't like getting up early.
Mood.
I was a little annoyed because she knows I like going either really late at night or really early in the morning because there are less people there.
That's why she didn't want to go with you, dude.
But I said okay and insisted on going with her.
Oh my god.
The next day, I got up at around 6 a.m. and got ready to go grocery shopping. By 7, my wife was still in bed.
I'm gonna explode.
I sat on the couch and waited for over another hour for her, but she was still asleep. By now, it was past 8, and I was pissed. I started making up as much noise as possible to wake her up. Finally, she got up a little after 9. I watched as she sat and made coffee and watched TV. I kept shooting her nasty looks because I was ready to leave. We eventually left at 11:45. We go to the store and it was pretty busy.
Okay.
I was instantly annoyed. This was why I liked going at certain times so I could avoid being around people. We started shopping, but it seemed like everywhere I went, there were people around. I started getting pissed. And
everywhere I go, there's all these people. Yeah.
What is this, a grocery store? We started shopping, but it seemed like everywhere I went, there were people around. I started getting pissed and mumbled a few choice words under my breath about how dumb and R-slurred people were being. I didn't read this. I didn't read this story all the way through. Shit. My wife heard me and told me to lower my voice because I guess a few people heard me and were staring.
Whoa. A bunch of people heard you call them a slur. And you know, I was going to joke at the beginning, like, me and my wife were at the grocery store when I started shooting people in the face. And it's like, kind of, a little bit, you know?
I read the first few paragraphs, so I was like, all right, this is good enough. I'm going on break. I'm going on break. I didn't realize that's where this was going. I'm so sorry.
Waiting a couple hours makes you say a slur. Holy shit.
Christ. Okay, my wife heard me and told me to lower my voice because I guess a few people heard me and were staring. I immediately snapped and said loudly that if we had gone out at the time I wanted to, we wouldn't be having this issue. It's everyone's fault but mine.
So then not only is your wife like, honey, can you not say a slur? Well, excuse me. Have we just done what I wanted? God. It's a shit.
My wife told me I was making a scene, so I continued and said that we should have fucking gone out earlier so that there wouldn't be so many goddamn.
He said it again? No! Are you kidding me?
Stop it.
Say that word.
There wouldn't be so... I'm so sorry. There'd be so many goddamn R-slurs out at the same time as us. I shoved the cart at her and stomped out the cart. Oh my... I shoved the cart at her and stomped out to the cart. My wife can't... Fuck me, I'm sorry.
Listen, we live in a fascist police state. I used to work at a company where literally every single person I interacted with said this slur to me. Like, about other people.
Yeah.
Thinking I would be like cool and chill
Cool,
with
hell
it.
yeah.
And I don't.
No,
I'm not
yeah,
cool and chill
is...
with it. So if this one blows up on TikTok, we're gonna get a bunch of people like R slur, and then it's like the nerd emoji and shit.
Fucking ass.
Shut the fuck
up, bitch.
It's a slur.
My wife came out maybe 10 minutes later, loaded some stuff into the trunk, and got into the car. It was silent until we got home, and she told me I embarrassed her in the store, and that after I left, people were staring at her, pointing and whispering, so she bought what we already grabbed and left without finishing shopping.
Oh, God, and you still didn't get the groceries?
I told her that if we'd gone out when I wanted to, I wouldn't have gotten mad. My wife said I was an asshole because she offered to do the grocery shopping herself and specifically didn't invite me because she knows I like going real early and she doesn't, and that I knew what time she was leaving, so I shouldn't have invited myself. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. You screamed a slur at the top of your lungs in a grocery store. Am I the asshole for not realizing my female coworker is an engineer?
Oh,
she can't because
lady engineer. She got boobies. She can't do job.
Yeah. I, 42 male, too old.
Yeah.
Too old to be doing this.
42?
42. Too old and somehow not young enough.
Yeah.
Young enough to know better.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? Exactly the level where you should not be misogynistic.
Yeah, shit.
I work at a tech company that works in a very specialized domain. I am a software engineer, but work with some very custom hardware chips in my day-to-day.
All right.
We need to get through the faff to get to the good stuff.
We use an Intel AMD processor.
You gotta eat your vegetables
in this one. You gotta eat your vegetables,
okay.
Yeah.
My team needed to integrate a new microcontroller into a product we are designing, and since I am the lead for the software that will interact with this component, my manager set up a meeting for me with the electrical engineer in charge of designing that component, who is on a different team.
Okay. All right.
You don't need to understand it. Okay.
But yeah, it's fine. It's a person on a different team. You don't know them.
This guy is an engineer.
Another
so he's
engineer
gonna write
for a different
like
thing. Yeah.
He's
very technical. Yeah.
I have worked with various other teams in the past, but this component was one that is quite considered quite specialized. So it couldn't be a woman. When my manager and I talked about it, he did not refer much to the engineer I would be meeting and referried to the team and used the they-them pronoun.
Okay. Pronouns? Canceled.
He keeps using refereed
when he means
referred.
Oh, he's a technical engineer, not a
he doesn't
engineer.
Write words. Yeah. God damn, right? Take a fucking writing class at college. I refereed to the designer as he many times, and my manager did not correct me. The name is also very gender neutral. When I went to the meeting room, there was a younger woman in the room, probably in her mid to late 20s. None of the electrical engineers I have met before at my company have been women, and in general, the few women engineers we have all work on things like web and front-end interface development. Fuck
Damn. You. Yeah, that's all. You guys get to stay on the fucking website, all right?
Yeah, you get to use the Squarespace.
You gotta use Squarespace. You gotta use Wix.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You probably don't even know how to HTML code, so you just gotta get the blocks.
Drag and drop.
And you drag and drop. Okay.
You don't know what a JavaScript is. You think Java just means coffee, but it's also a script.
Could that be the Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since my manager had not corrected me when I said he, him, I assumed this person was some kind of product manager on their team or something.
Good job assuming. Good job. In a technical field, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah. She was also very dressed up in a skirt, heels, and makeup, which is an attire product managers and HR people typically have. I also would have expected someone in this position to be much older. So I told her, I'll be right back and make coffee while we wait for the engineer to arrive and to message me on Slack if he arrives. When I got back, she said something like, he hasn't arrived yet. She then finally mentioned she was the engineer and angrily stormed out. I sent an apology email to her, but she has not responded yet. But an HR representative has added a meeting to my work calendar.
Got him.
And I can see that she has a meeting at the same time on hers. Am I the asshole here?
If you already got a meeting on it, yeah, you know you're the asshole. Come on.
I feel embarrassed and I did not mean to assume she was not the engineer.
But you've been assuming all this whole fucking time. You didn't mean to assume. You've been exclusively assuming.
Had my manager told me, or had she had a feminine name or profile picture.
It's her fault for her having a fucking
her name. Yeah.
For her name, yeah.
You change her name to something.
Yeah, God.
A feminine name or profile picture, I would have not done so. I looked up her profile, and she really is the most qualified person to work with me on this, even though she is really young. You're still doing it.
Yeah, still young. Young people don't know what CSS is.
Holy misogynist
Batman. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. This, I'm not, you told me this story, not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Imagine you're at work and your boss is like, yeah, I'm going to have you meet with this person. And you're like, oh yeah, it's a he, right? and the boss is like,
what?
Okay.
Yeah, no, they'll be here.
No, you're just going to meet with a person. And then you're like, yeah, but it's a man with a penis.
Right? Yeah, right.
And he's like, no, I mean, why do I have to tell you the gender of the person you're going to be working with? It doesn't matter.
Am I the asshole for upgrading my house's thermostat so I could password protect it from my wife?
I saw this one. I'm so glad that you're doing it.
You're goddamn right we're doing this one.
Yeah.
My wife, 26 female, and I, 28 male, have been married for about half a year now. We lived together in an apartment before getting married, and now we live in a house I inherited from my grandmother.
Okay.
This summer's been quite hot, and so like most people, we have been running our air conditioner nearly around the clock. My wife and I have a very different idea of how we should run it, though. Using energy saver recommendations, I like to keep it at around 76 Fahrenheit and on low. My wife likes to turn it down to 60 degrees and blast it on the highest setting, then turn it off when she gets cold, and then turn it back on again when she gets hot.
What the fuck?
Are already kind of weird on both sides.
Both sides,
Both sides I'm not a fan of. Yeah.
60 depends on where you live. That might not even be able to do that.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
She's just min-maxing her.
Yeah. I've tried discussing this with her, but there's literally nothing I can do or say to convince her. She currently stays at home taking care of the house when I go to work, and the second I'm out the door, the thermostat is messed with. I've tried showing her our exorbitantly expensive power bill from May of all months, so it was only going to go up, but she doesn't care. She says that she's at home all day, so she should have control over it. We've argued about this on and off since. About 3 weeks ago, I got a reservation for a new digital thermostat installation. The guys finally came out a few days ago and installed a new smart thermostat off our older air conditioning unit. The first thing I did was password protect it, so you would need a PIN to change any of the settings. My wife came home a few hours after I had set the PIN and noticed the new unit. When she tried to change the settings, she was met with a request for a PIN, and she asked me what it was. I told her that I wouldn't be telling her that. Then she asked what she was going to do if she gets hot. I responded that she can still turn the air conditioning on and off without the PIN. The next morning, I left for work as normal, setting it to 76. When I got home in the afternoon, I found my wife on the living room floor pantomiming a fainting spell. She mustered the energy to say, "Help, water." I ignored her because you faint from heat in a climate-controlled room. When she realized I wouldn't give her attention, she exploded in anger and yelled that she could have died, prompting another argument. She ended it with calling me controlling and hasn't said more than a word to me since. Things have been rough for the past couple of days. I feel like what I did was completely justified, but was I an asshole about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You password protected the thermostat.
Instead of talking to your wife. Am I the asshole for kicking my daughter out because she hasn't found a job since moving in? Get ready to be infuriated.
Hell, good. Okay, I'm ready. I'm excited. Okay. Yeah.
Names changed for privacy.
Not gonna help you.
My daughter has not picked up any of my or my husband's calls over this. Were we wrong to have handled it this way? My daughter, Amy, 24 female, graduated university a couple of years ago and has had several part-time jobs since then. She would work for a few months, quit, and look for another job which has better pay. What a mood. Me too.
Same, yeah. So Sarah far it makes sense, yeah.
At the end of last year, she asked if she could move in with us, both in our 40s, so she could save money and look for a job in the field she graduated in. That sounded good to us, so we agreed. We did not expect any kind of rent or money from her at the time, simply that she would find a job.
Okay.
However, it's almost August, and she has not found a job yet. We asked about her job hunt, and she said she was still looking and has not had any offers post-interview. I feel tricked and lied to. Because
what?
Because surely she would have found a job by now. It's been months.
It's not like the economy's shit right now. And also COVID just happened. And also, no, fuck you already. Yeah.
She did say university, so I feel like maybe she's not in the US.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like maybe in the UK.
Well, I mean, it's not good anywhere right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's like, but obviously it's hard. She has also never mentioned going to any interviews, and it felt like she was lying to keep living here.
Why? Why do you just assume that?
Exactly. Her field is one that is looking for more women to join the workforce. She has been living here for months to essentially do nothing.
I mean, I know the field's saying that they want more women. Doesn't mean they're actually doing it. Come on,
yeah.
You fucking freak.
So I talked with my husband, and we both agreed it would be best for her to live with her aunt, my husband's sister, as she works in the same industry as the one my daughter graduated
Wait,
in.
why don't you just ask for help? Do a little bit of fucking...
Because I don't want my daughter to live with me.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, fair.
Maybe she could learn some things that will help her get a job quicker. We then told Amy that she needed to move out to her aunt's while she looks for a job because it's clear she isn't doing enough here and her aunt could help. She was upset, immediately asked that if she contributed to some of the bills, she could stay, but we said no.
Whoa, what? Why not?
And it was time for her to get more serious about applying for jobs. She said nothing and packed her bags and left. We tried calling her today to ask her how her aunt's house is. She lives an hour's drive away and did not answer us. Instead, she sent us a spreadsheet/tracker of sorts, which detailed job roles, application links, dates, and stages of application where multiples at interview. I immediately felt guilty and tried to call her again. She will not pick up, and her aunt sent my husband a text asking us to respect Amy's privacy while she stays with her. Were we assholes here?
Yeah, obviously.
We tried doing what was best.
No, you didn't.
Nope.
You didn't try. You said fuck off.
I want you to picture Homelander.
Okay.
Typing this on his computer. Am I the asshole for asking my friend's wife to sell me the breast milk she is not using?
Hell yeah. Party time. Let's go.
I, male 35, am very into bodybuilding.
Oh, I bet you are.
Frankly, for all intents and purposes, I am huge.
Ooh, okay.
My friend's male 35 wife, female 35, has recently had a baby. My friend and his wife mention in passing that they are not breastfeeding and instead using formula. I don't care the reasons why, and frankly, it is none of my business.
Okay, at least you know that. That's good.
However, it got me thinking.
Thinking got me drinking.
Breast milk. On the various bodybuilding forums I lurk on, I've read that breast milk is unparalleled as a bulking aid.
Just fucking go to the store and buy it. Come on. Not breast milk. I'm sorry, not buy breast milk. Buy bulking aids. Get a protein shake.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't think you could just... I don't think there are women out there getting pumped like cows. You know what I mean? I asked my friend's wife if I could have the breast milk she is producing and most importantly, not using. She looked a little confused when I asked.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yes.
I even offered to pay.
Even better.
She declined and said she didn't feel comfortable doing so. I told her that it's not a perverted thing, as I'm honestly not really interested in women or even blokes for that matter. If they can't lift or train as much as I do, I've no interest in sharing my life with them. They're now both avoiding me, despite me texting to ask again and express
You asked again? No for a fucking answer.